Hello, everybody. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, actually, if you don't mind, I'm going to stare at that camera back there because I'm more comfortable staring at a camera than I am human beings. But there we go. Now I can't see it. Now it's perfect. Now we're set. Well, thanks for coming out. For those of you that don't know or don't follow me, this is my very first time in Canada, and definitely my first time in Montreal. And I've just had a blast so far for the 3 hours I've been here. So it's just an incredible city. So tonight's clinic is a little different than normal. I've been to many drum clinics in my life, and I'd say 90% of them I left depressed. I left wanting to quit because the drummer just came and dominated the crowd and established dominance, played the most amazing stuff ever, and then left. And I don't want to do that. Well, one, I can't do that. I just play how I play. But, you know, I want everybody to be very excited to go home and practice to get better. And you need to understand that what you see tonight is where I'm at right now on my journey in drumming. But you missed out on all the stuff where I was absolutely terrible. And I was third chair in school band. And I even dug that. I was like, man, I'm on bass drum. This is awesome. And then they moved me up to suspended cymbal, and I was like, oh, this is the cool one, you know. And then eventually one day I moved over to snare drum, and that was, you know, a dream come true. So anytime you see your favorite drummer play, whoever that is, try to keep it in your mind that you are in the middle of seeing the finished result of all their hard work, but you missed the hard work. So don't think that it wasn't there. Don't think that they just woke up, you know, if you're into metal, that Derek Roddy just woke up and had fast feet. He didn't. You missed him struggling. And when you see Dave Weckl, don't think that he was always a genius at fusion because you missed him being 9 years old and 10 years old and struggling on the drums. So everything that I do tonight is something that every one of you, can do. Maybe you already can do it. Maybe you will be able to do it one day. But I want you guys to have a positive mindset about this instrument and understand that we're all on the exact same journey. When I look at my kind of drumstick, I think of this as a timeline. And right here, this is the day we start playing, and then over here is Buddy Rich. And every one of us is somewhere in the middle. We're somewhere along that timeline. And so if you can think of it like that, you can realize that no one's better or worse than anybody. They're just in different spots of the timeline. So instead of thinking that, a drummer's better than you, they're not better than you. They're further along the timeline than you. But that means that at some point, they used to be where you are. And it's all of our jobs when we come in contact with another drummer to remember that of ourselves. And I remember when I was there on the timeline, what did my limbs feel like? How did I break through? And let me pass that knowledge off to you. Now, not all drummers feel that way, but as an educator, that is my dream. Like, I obsess over giving knowledge to other drummers. So tonight will also be an open forum for questions. Whatever questions you have, bring it. And I'll never lie to you and say, oh, I don't know what that lick was. It was a lot of practice. I will tell you literally, oh, it's right, left, kick, left, kick, right, kick, left. I'll tell you exactly what it is because I want you to do it because I know you'll do it different than me. So I'm going to play some drums for you. And when you watch another drummer, remember, that's not their finished result either. This is where I'm at in my timeline of drumming. And I'm enjoying playing the drums, and I hope that next year I'm a lot better, and I hope the year after that I'm a lot better. So we're all on that exact same journey, and that journey is for us to look down at the drum set and hopefully make it sound the way we hear it in our head and enjoy it and go like, oh, I dig this instrument because it's such a cool instrument, but you're never going to win. You're never going to be the best. You're never going to get a trophy, and they're going to say, by the way, you finished. You won at drums. It doesn't work like that. It's an art form that we just keep trying to get better at and better at. So hope you guys enjoy tonight. Like I said, I'll leave plenty of time tonight for questions and answers.
Thanks, guys. It's kind of funny to have you guys clap to watch me practice. I mean, that's really what's going on is I'm up here playing because I dig it. And I'm really, really hoping that that's what we get for you guys when you go home, that whether it's mom or the wife or the husband or the brothers and sisters, I hope that tonight at 11 p.m. you're begging somebody, just let me practice. Just give me like 5 minutes on the kit real quick. I know the neighbors are going to get mad, but just give me 5 minutes on the kit. Because, like I said, there's no good or bad. There's just wherever you are. When I see a new drummer, a new online student of mine, like they'll put up a video on our website for me to review, and I never think, oh, that was good or that was bad. I think, oh, I know where they are in the timeline. I know where they are in the progression of learning how to drum and learning how to get better at the drums. I mean, we have to learn how we learn. And that's been a big issue in the teaching world, is that teachers think it's okay to teach you how they were taught. And when you don't get it, it's your fault. And that's definitely not the case. When you don't get it, that's my fault. It's my job to go, all right, what's your name, sir? Edward? Right on. You say it a lot cooler than I do, but okay. Edward. It's my job to say, okay, why is this not working for Edward? What can I do to make this make sense? I showed him the notation. Maybe he needs to hear it, so I play it for him. And Edward still doesn't get it, and I go, okay, I can fix this. And it's on me. It's on the educator. It's not on Edward. Edward's doing it like he's trying to fail. Like he's doing his best. So it's on me to say, okay, Edward, think of it like this. And if that doesn't work, then I have to come up with a new analogy. And that's our job as teachers. But as drummers, it's your job to pay attention to when it does click for you, why did it click? And it's really important that you recognize that, so in the future you know how to approach things for yourself. One of the ways that I was able to become what I would consider to be free on the drums, and being free on the drums is not the same as being good. Being free means that what is trapped in your head shows up on the instrument. I think we all want that, and we all want different things out of that. Guys that love groove and really love just deep pocket, what's in their head? And then what's in the guy that likes YouTube, what's in his head? He's got all that trapped in his head. He's trying to get it out. So nobody's right or wrong. They're just trying to further themselves as drummers. Well, one way I was able to do that for myself was to focus on non-creative exercises. Creative exercises would be something like me telling you, okay, I want you to play quarter notes with your left hand and then play a drum solo, but you can't ever stop doing quarter notes with your left hand. Sound like this. By the way, it's the hardest thing in the history of Earth. I know you won't believe me, but it's just quarter notes. Go home. Heck, you know what? While I'm doing it, just try it on your lap and try to do that, and it'll throw everything off. But so this is a creative exercise. You know what? You should clap for that. That's freaking hard, man. And even when I do it right, it still doesn't sound very cool. But that's a creative exercise. That kind of stuff can't be done until you have the vocabulary that makes that up. So people that can already do that, they don't remember learning that. So they say, oh yeah, you know what? Let's do a drum solo with just this. And you go, okay, well, what are you going to do with it? I'll do some right-handed stuff. No, I won't, because you don't know it yet. So the non-creative would be you doing this. Are you kidding me with the 16-inch floor tom? If one of you doesn't buy this drum set tonight, you are missing out, because I'm going to take it home. I'm going to sign it for myself. Oh my God. So anyways, I'm a gear freak. I love gear. So anyways, those are non-creative exercises. Now I need to get, you heard me maybe do this a little bit. Well, I practiced that. I worked on thinking about it. 1E, a 2, and a 3E, and 4E, a 1, and a 2E, and 3E, a 4, and a 1E, and 2E, a 3, and a 4E, and this whole face that I'm making, that's what I look like. I hate you. Uh-oh. And it was just like, and you're so tense. And then what happens is one day, you got it. Now, when you got it, now you're ready for the creative. So non-creative exercises can take you into a world of creativity. And I think creative people don't remember the process. So they're always telling you, oh, you should just sit in and jam. Really? I should sit in and jam in a blues jam, and I can't play blues. That's a fantastic idea. Hell no. Excuse my language. Heck no. I'm not sitting in a blues jam when I can't play blues. I'm going to learn how to play the blues. Then once I've learned the non-creative, the Casio keyboard version of doom, 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 doom. Then I'm going to take it to the blues jam and find out, what was the Casio keyboard thinking? That's not blues, but at least I'm ready. I've got a little bit of vocabulary under my belt. So don't feel bad, guys, for sitting at home working on non-creative stuff. Non-creative stuff is what builds you the vocabulary. They're your vocabulary words. They're your sentences. They're your phrasing. Then you take it into the creative world. So let's talk about odd time signatures, because I know that's something that in American or in the States, in our school music program, it's one of the worst explained things in the history of the world. I might be overstating it a little bit. There's been other things that are pretty bad, but you've heard of our economic situation. But still, time signatures are horribly explained. Our time signature explanation from our band teachers is this. I'm 5 years old. I go, Mr. LaFranchi, what does the two numbers at the beginning of the page mean? And he says this. It's awesome. He says it every time. Well, Mike, the top number is how many beats there are in a measure, and the bottom number is what type of beat gets the count. Right on. I have no idea what he means, but I'm too embarrassed to admit it. So I go, sounds good. Then I go through fourth grade, fifth grade, and really the other drummer next to me that's actually on snare drum, he's like, dude, just count to 4. Okay. So then I get into, our secondary school, junior high, middle school, and same thing happens, but now it's a new set of numbers. Instead of 4-4, it's 6-8. So I have the same question. Mr. Werschmidt, what do the two numbers mean? Well, Mike, top number is how many beats are in a measure, bottom number is what type of beat gets the count. Rad. I'm good. I'm like, dude, I have no idea what that means. So here's how time signatures work. They are correct in saying that, but they're saying that because they already know what it means, and they don't remember learning it, and they don't understand that you don't know the music theory that goes into their explanation. It's very simple. The top number of a time signature is how high you count. So whatever it says, count to that number and stop. If it says 256 billion, count to 256 billion and start over. It's generally, under 16. But whatever it says, that's it. So if it says 7, you count to 7. If it says 9, you count to 9. But the bottom number is the tricky one. The bottom number tells you how fast you should count. So, and that's what they don't explain to you. They say, oh, well, the bottom number is an 8, so that means the 8th note gets the value. Once again, I have no idea what you're talking about. You just totally lost me. So here's what it means. Let's say 7-8. So in 7-8, or just 7 in general, I know I'm going to count to 7. But if this was my basic groove, I could count to 7 in a lot of different ways. I could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1. I could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. That sounds a lot different. I'm still counting to 7, but the groove is way different. I could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nobody's dancing to that. So that's what the bottom number tells me. Okay, I agree. We're counting to 7, Chief. How fast should I count to 7? So 7/4 means that you count at the rate of speed of quarter notes. So to this groove, what are quarter notes? Ba, 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 ba. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7/8 means you count at the rate of speed of eighth notes. Well, what are eighth notes to this groove? Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1. 7/16 means you count at the rate of speed of 16th notes. Well, what are 16th notes to this? Da 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's how time signatures work. When I see a time signature, the top number tells me how high we, as a band, we'd be a large band, we're going to count. So it says 11, we're going to count to 11, but we don't know how fast we're going to count to 11. Is it this? Is it this? Or is it this? Pretty stoked on my left-hand snap, actually, to be honest. That's never really worked very well. So that's what time signatures do. Now that you know that, the trick is to play in those time signatures. And I always get the question like, hey, what's your best fill in 7/8 or 9/8 or 11/8? It's like same one as it is in 4/4. I mean, what really is 7/8? It's just a chunk of time. I still get to be me. I don't have to think, well, what would my hi-hat be in 7/8? Well, if it was this, it'll be this. Whether I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it doesn't change anything. So what you have to do is you have to practice. I think I brought a practice pad up here somewhere. I guess I didn't. All right, so is it over there? Can you grab it, Edward? Yeah. I'm working on my memory exercises, taking ginkgo biloba. All right, so if you want to play in an odd time signature and feel free in an odd time signature, thanks very much. Oh, hold on. That was nice of you. There you go. Now you have two. There you go. Come on, man. If you came to my house and took out the trash, I'd give you some sticks. All right, so you have to practice playing in 7, and it's a little different than you think. I think people think you have to have some sort of sheet music or something. Really, you have to be able to keep track of time. So what do you normally do on your pad? Well, I play paradiddles. Okay, play paradiddles. Well, how do you play those in 7/8? You count to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. Poop. What does it matter? Like, just hit the pad, you know? And it's just about keeping track of that space of time that the composer has given you to be you. But you don't have to think, oh, I wonder what flam taps are in 7/8. They're flam taps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, but how do you play them in 7/4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. I bet you can't do them in 7/16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why would it change anything? And that takes some time. So you have to sit there and think, okay, I'm going to play a basic rock beat. And I'm going to count to 7 in 7/8. We know the eighth notes are da, 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 da. but I'm not going to play this. I'm not going to start over on the 1. I'm going to let this keep going over the bar line. It'll take 7 bars to get back to the downbeat of 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1. Things like that, I'm not doing them in front of you because I just thought of them. It's because I practiced them when you weren't there. You didn't see the struggles of me going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Biscuits and buttercups. You missed that, but it did happen, and it happened for your. Take that home, spread it around Canada. It's fine. Biscuits and buttercups are huge in California right now. I teach a lot of kids, so I have a lot of fake cuss words that get me through, and I'm just like, rizzle snats. So, it's one of those things where you need to be creative on your own. Your goal should be this. Whatever you play on the pad, you should be able to count while that's happening. Now, in the beginning, 4/4 is an easy option, because what you're naturally trained to do with Western music is feel things in 4/4. So just kind of improvising. Counting in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now, if I can do that, that's independence because I've got my hands and then another kind of pseudo limb, which is my voice. But my voice is keeping track of time. And that's what seems to happen with a lot of students when they play in 7/8 for the first time. They get lost. And I'm sure if you've tried it, you know that maybe your groove was in 7, but then you tried to do a fill and you came in a little late because your fill was in 4/4. Well, you shouldn't be ashamed to count. If I'm playing a fusion tune in 7/8 and the bass player's like, hey man, you want to take a solo? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to start counting if you don't mind. And I'm literally in my head going, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, because I don't want to get lost. So I'm shouting. To them, I'm like, how you doing? And I'm trying to everything's good, it's fine. But in my head, I'm like, oh my God, please, if you will just let me not get lost, I will give you all my service for the rest of my life. Just please let me hit the 1 when they come back in. So, because when we're playing the tune, maybe there's a bass loop that I'm kind of singing, and that's what's keeping me in time. But when they're like, yeah, we're going to take a break, go ahead and just keep going in 7, I'm like, now it's on me? So then I have to think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, hello. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So it's okay to do that. I don't feel guilty that I'm counting, that I'm not naturally awesome enough to feel 7. I swear I thought a camel was having a baby for a second. No. I'm sure they're killing it. I just heard I was like, the heck? So, I'm just trying to let you guys off the hook. It's okay to count. It's okay to practice non-creative stuff. That's what gives you the ability to treat your practice like the military. Get it done. Do it right. Do it perfect. When you get on here, this is art. Whatever happens, happens. When people say, hey, do you use the Muller method? I don't know. I do the ding-a-ding, 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 and whatever it takes to make that happen is what I do. Do you use heel up, heel down? I want it to go really fast, and I try to make it do that. And when it does that, I look down, and I'm like, hey, it's heel down, or heel up, or heel toe, or whatever. I don't think like that. Now, when I'm practicing, I do think like that. When I'm practicing, I'm trying to achieve a desired result. But when I'm playing, it's art. as long as it sounds good, how would I know? You know, some people ask me like about technique, and I'm like, dude, you sound great. Why would I care about your technique? You sound fantastic. If you recorded a CD like this, how would I know? If it sounds good, what does it matter? So, you know, I think people get so caught up, and they're like, I just want you to know I bought this new DVD. It's 65 hours long of technique. And I'm like, oh my God, you're going to quit. You're going to quit playing the drums. I would. Like, dude, make it sound good. Whatever happens, happens. So I kind of want to show you the light at the end of the tunnel, hopefully. I'm going to unplug my phone and plug in my iPad. So what this is this is a track in 7/8. It's a fusion track. And it's just one of those things where I try to not play in Casio keyboard 7. I'm trying to not go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's right there. 4, 5, 6. I know it's right there. 5, 6, 7. Crash cymbal. 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. Do a fill. I can't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not leaving my comfort zone. It's right here. I'm not going anywhere. Oh, don't look at the floor, Tom. I know she's pretty, but leave her alone. Oh, dang it. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, I don't want that. I want to play drums. And then at the end of the day, if somebody says, hey, man, I dug that track in 7. 7, 9. It was music, man. It was just music. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Okay, that sounds nothing like a camel giving birth. That sounded fantastic. I heard the wrong thing. I apologize. I'm sure that guy's going to come out of the room and be like, hey, bro, did you say I sound like a dying camel? No. I said you sound like one giving birth. Either way, I was wrong. You sound fantastic. We should start a band. All right. See if I can find this track for you. By the way, it's been a long travel day, so this is therapy for me. I'm just getting some stuff off my chest. There we go. Thanks, guys. So hopefully that makes sense, just kind of playing drums and having fun more than anything else, and getting to the point, I wouldn't say that you impress yourself, but you make yourself happy, where you're like, man, if that was another drummer, I would actually listen to that. And it doesn't matter what the genre is. It could be jazz, funk, fusion, hardcore, metal, gent. None of it matters. What matters is that you like it, because we're all different. So this is the time for you guys to ask questions. And anything you want to talk about, it's an open forum. So does anybody have any questions? Okay, so all right. What do you got? Sure, yeah. So as far as the cymbals that I'm playing right now, this is pretty much the exact replica of what I have at mikeslessons.com. Besides this is the ride I used to play, and then I just had Meinl make me a prototype of this that's slightly different, but it's really similar to this. So they're all Meinl Byzants, so MB20 bronze. This is the 14-inch extra dry hats, 18-inch extra dry thin crash, the 20-inch extra dry medium ride. This little biscuit here, her name is the 16-inch trash crash from the vintage line. Do your thing, homie. And this is Thunder Butter. Thunder Butter is a biscuit, a buttercup, and a blueberry pie. She sounds like thunder, but she feels like butter. So when you hit it, it flexes, and you just go right through it like butter. And I'll show you. So if you do this lick, it's stupid, but it's kick, kick, right, left, and then crash. So it's like a 5-stroke lick. Kick, kick, right, left, crash. It can only be done with this cymbal, so you should probably buy this tonight. Because I've tried it on like a 20-inch Sabian dry. It didn't work, so you'll actually fall off the drum set. So it's silly, but it's awesome. It's just kick, kick, right, left, crash. I start almost every drum solo with that. Didn't work on this one. Almost fell down. It's got to be on Thunder Butter. So those are my cymbals. Anything else? Thunder Butter. Oh, her real name? Sorry. When you've known her as long as I have, real names don't work. This is Baby Doll Thunder Butter. 20-inch extra thin hammered crash in the Byzance line. So you can see the reason it feels like butter. Yeah. No, I didn't hurt it. Like, she can handle it. That's one of the things that a lot of people get mistaken about cymbals is when they actually flex like that, they last quite a bit longer. They don't break as fast when they're that thin because they can take the punishment. They actually flex when you hit them compared to like a really thick cymbal. Back in the day, does anybody know what a Zildjian Z Custom is? Okay. So if you have tennis elbow from your cymbal, you know what that is. Well, I remember back in the day, way before I was endorsed or anything, I was playing heavy rock. I used to break giant chunks out of those cymbals, and they just fly at the crowd. And I was like, like, oh my God, I'm going to get sued, like, because they didn't crack, they broke. And that was one thing I remember when I started playing for Meinl, I thought, oh, I'm going to shred these things. And then they never broke. And then I asked my rep, like, Chris, like, what's the deal, man? Like, do you guys do something different to your cymbals that I don't know about? And he's like, they're just a little bit thinner than what you're used to, but they're at the right thickness. They can take some punishment, but they also flex for the punishment, so they last quite a bit longer. I wouldn't suggest playing metal on these, because on this specific set of cymbals, but I hit pretty hard, and I play like 9 hours a day. Mine lasts forever. Any other questions? Okay, so if you have no questions, that doesn't mean that later tonight you get to go, hey man, I was wondering how you do that thing with your bass drum. This is the time. There we go.
Could you explain the fake double bass?
Sure.
I saw you in Drummer World. It's fantastic.
Oh, thanks. Did I do it tonight a couple times? I think so. Okay. Because I have a lot of that. When I was young, I won't bore you with the whole story, but I was definitely into the rock scene, so I really wanted to play double bass. And due to financial restrictions of my family, a double bass pedal was far too expensive. And so, kind of out of necessity, I just started using my floor tom as my other bass drum. So it started, sorry about that. It started with just maybe like a basic rock groove and 16th notes, like this. Left hand lead. So I could play all the rock songs that had 16th notes like that, and I could speed that up if I needed to. And then the next step that I heard subdivisionally from other drummers was 16th note triplets, so I did that as singles as well. Yeah, my mom didn't like that. I do that for hours when I was like 10 years old. And she was like, would you like to buy a jazz album? Nope. Let's get another Metallica record. This is good. So worked on that. Then the next step subdivisionally for me was 32nd notes. And I tried that as singles, and I could kind of do it, but it got pretty sloppy. So I switched it into a double stroke roll. So right, kick, kick. So to this. So funny. Truth be told, I was actually really embarrassed of all of this up until like my mid-20s because I thought that it was a sign of being poor because I couldn't afford a double bass pedal. My family couldn't afford a double bass pedal. So I was really embarrassed of this whole skill set that eventually kind of gave me YouTube fame because I was like, I thought everyone would know, well, why don't you play double bass? Oh, maybe he couldn't afford one. And and it was rough because your parents want the best for you. But when a double bass pedal was much more expensive when I was young than they are now because they were so rare. They were like $350 in the 80s, and my family couldn't afford that. So I was actually. It's funny for you guys to be like, "Woo!" I'm like, dude, I was so embarrassed that I had to do it that way because I learned One by Metallica that way. So like
darkness imprisoning me.
all that kind of stuff. I was like, yeah. Once you, hey man, if you want to clap for that, go for it. So anyways, to get back to his question about the double bass fill, that's the genesis of it. That's how it all started. And then, just like you would with a piece of gear, that became a sound that was available to me on the drum set. So when I would play things, I would hear, and I was thinking, oh, I wish I could play double bass. And I thought, I could just reach over with my right hand and do that. So it started as a 5-stroke roll, the thing you're talking about. started to become this, that 5-stroke roll became. And I'm telling you guys, I have a loose 16, so you better be able to play legitimate doubles. Not pinkies out, baby bouncy bull crap. You need to play legit doubles to pull this off. And that was definitely an inspiration for me to not go, yeah, man. I wanted real doubles. And that was because I knew I needed to pull them off on my floor tone. So anyways, so that kind of started to bring about that lick that you're talking about, which, let me do it so I can remember what the heck it is. Okay, so it's right, kick, kick, left. That's the 5-stroke roll part. And then kick, right, left. So it takes up 5/16 notes. 1, E, and 2, E, and then it starts over. So it's like 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. So it has that 2/3 polyrhythm feel. Thanks, guys. Any other questions? Yeah, go ahead.
The lick in there that you just played, it almost sounded like a bludge.
Yep, it was. It was a Johnston. It was this. I'm actually glad you brought that up. Hold on, just a sec. I think I have the drum kit here. By the way, I brought hand warmers. I didn't know what Canada was like, so I don't know. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's hecka cold over there." It's like wrong. It's crazy hot, man. Because it's so cold, everywhere I go, the heater's cranked to 1 billion. Sweating like an animal here from Jurassic Park. All right, so, excuse me, sir. Hello. Okay, so the bluzda that you're talking about, that is a bluzda, which, if you guys don't know, is flam, right, left. I do mine with a left-handed flam, so left hand's up, right hand's out. Flam, right, left, flam, right, left. So the classic bluzda sounds kind of like this. That lick itself is quite played out, even though I would never say, oh, you should learn it, it's played out. Heck yeah, you should learn it, and then you should grow it. Don't leave it where you found it, take it into something new. Well, I didn't want to leave it where I found it. I felt that since Tony Williams did it about 100 years ago, it might be time to move on from that one. So I started thinking, like, well, what else could I do to it? And the simplest thing in the world became my favorite lick ever, which is I hit a bass drum before it. So the bluzda is 3 16th notes long. It's 1 16th note flam, then 2 32nd notes equal to 1 16th note, then a left. So it's 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So the genius that I am, I was like, I'm putting a bass drum in front of it. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, and it gave it all this this thump. And so I don't use it like a lot. What I do with it is I just use it to start things. So it's kind of like my gateway into things, and it definitely gets people to go. I'm like, yeah, all night. Well, I try to not do that all night. Okay, so here it is. So rad that as a group of people, we get so excited about anything that could get us fired. And we're like, dude, that's awesome. You can't use that. You think you can be out on the road with Prince and be like, he has no idea what's coming. But I'm about to lay down the heat on old Prince. He would turn around and be like, dude, did that just happen in the middle of Little Red Corvette? Like, yep. It's going to happen in every other song too, buddy. All right, let's take 2 more questions, and then we'll start giving away some prizes. Next. I saw hands. Okay, let's go there, and then we'll be done. Okay. Sure. I think, and so what you're asking is really that you have kind of an unusual technique and it's limiting you and you want to break through that, right? So the key to that is self-analyzation. You have to watch yourself play. Are you right-handed? Yes? Okay. So when you watch yourself play, and you know that you have a problem, you know you want to get faster, and you know that something, you have to figure out, why is this happening? It's your job to do that. Now, one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that every one of us has a teacher built inside of us. It's called our right hand. Your right hand is your teacher, your left hand is your student. That's how it works. This dude's a badass, excuse my language. This dude is having some trouble. So I look at the teacher, and I'm like, hey, brah, would you mind teaching old student over here? And that's what I do, because this guy's awesome. He's like, ding, shaka, 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 ding. And so this is my teacher, and this is my student. And I stare at myself, and I watch so many students go like, I'll say, hey, man, your pinkies are out. And they go, I'm like, yeah, bro, your pinkies are still out. Working on it, teach. And I'm like, how about you look down, dude? Like, look at yourself for a second. And they're like, oh, and then they fix it. And so many people look up here when they're practicing. So by analyzing, well, what's my teacher doing? All right, it seems like my thumb and my first finger are the main fulcrum, and then my back 3 fingers actually move the stick with a tiny bit of wrist movement. Then I think, okay, where's this crease pointing? Points right to the middle of my chest. Where's this crease pointing? To my freaking shoulder, rad. That's not going to work. So I got to get this guy over to my chest. This is the teacher and this is the student. And when you realize that, it's easy to do that. So I think more than anything, the fact that you know that you have an issue, that's it. You're solving the problem right there by knowing that you have the issue, because you want it to be better. So, but don't think that 3 or 4 hours a day is too much time on a pad when you're trying to work on pad stuff, like obsess on it. And do what Michael Jordan did. I know that, oh, no, wait, you guys have the NBA, right? You have the Toronto Raptors. So I'm sure you all know who Michael Jordan is, right? Okay, I've done clinics in Germany, and this thing didn't go over so well. I was like, think about what Michael Jordan did. And it was just like, was like, or your best sprinter? I don't know what you guys do. So I don't know what the German sport is. So anyways, with Michael Jordan, one of his big principles was make your weakness your strength. So he came into the NBA as a shooter and a dunker, and he could not play defense at all. But he obsessed over the fact that he couldn't play defense. So by the time he left the NBA, he had won the Defensive Player of the Year award 3 times. So he had become the best defense player in the entire NBA from his weakness. My weakness as a drummer, as a kid, was bass drum. I had the worst bass drum foot in the world. And everybody would say, I remember this so clear. I'd be in bands, and they'd say, okay, I was like 10, 11 years old. We're going to do a fill on the 4th bar. Okay, cool. This is what I do. I had hands for days, man. I was Mike Hands Johnston. And they'd say, can you get a little bass drum in there? You kidding? I'm 11. Heck yeah, I can. Here's what I do. It was like a cherry on top. Just you get one. And I couldn't get it into my playing. I couldn't make it a part of the drumming. So make your weakness your strength. I obsessed over it. That's all I did was think about getting more bass drum, more bass drum, more bass drum, faster, faster. I'd sit there for hours doing a right-handed paradiddle. This would be a great exercise for anybody that wants bass drum speed. Right-handed paradiddle, right, left, right, 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 left, right, 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 left, right, right. But make the bass drum go with your right hand. I would do that for hours. Keep in mind, though, you're hearing the finished result. You didn't hear the doom, da-da, doom, da-da. You gotta be kidding me. So there was a lot of that. But make your weakness your strength, man. Hopefully I'll be here next year doing the same clinic, and you'll be like, hey, by the way, I'm on the cover of Modern Drummer for the fastest hands in the history of Earth. And I'll be like, right on, man. Well done. All right, last question right up here.
You wrote a book called Linear Drumming.
Yes, sir. What is linear drumming? Okay, so, great question. I wrote a book called Linear Drumming, and he's asking, what is linear drumming? It's very simple. I don't think anyone should get credit for linear drumming. It means that no 2 limbs play at the same time. So, a basic rock beat is not linear, because the very first note of a basic rock beat is hi-hat and bass drum together. So that's non-linear. Linear would be like a basic disco beat. Kick drum by itself, hat by itself, snare by itself, hat by itself. Nothing touches. This is how I made my weakness my strength. I learned that linear drumming was a way to get my bass drum into my drumming. So a pattern like kick, right, left, right, left. That's 8 notes long. That's number 3, I believe, in my book, Linear Drumming. Kick, right, left, right, left. 8 notes. 8 notes. I never change those 8 notes. Kick right, left, right, left. So I learned that by memorizing a pattern and moving it, that people would think I was doing something new. So then I memorized 16 notes. Right, left, kick, right, left, kick, right, left. Sounds like this. This is page 16 in my book. I'm lying because I have no idea what page it is. Right, left, kick, right, left, kick, right, left, kick, right, left. But you're getting the idea, right? I could memorize a pattern, and it seemed like I was doing something amazing. And I thought, I can memorize 8, I can memorize 16, why couldn't I memorize 32? So right, left, kick, 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 right, left, right, left. And the white kid goes to the black church, and they all freak out. And they're like, he's gospel. And I'm like, gospel? This is linear drumming. And all of a sudden on YouTube, people were like, yo, man, your gospel chops are crazy. And I was like, man, Elvin Jones has been doing that since day one, you know? So it's a perceptive thing, or a perception thing. You know, you think you know what something is, but it's like, it's been around forever. So that's what linear drumming is. And then, you know, you can make licks out of it like I just did, which is, unless I'm playing a drum solo, pretty useless. But that kick, right, left that I showed you, it's a great groove. And mute. Drop the left hand down to the snare drum and ghost it. Same thing, kick, right, left, right, left. Anybody here on YouTube see my linear triplet lick? Oh, rad. Yeah, awesome. Glad. Okay, so it goes like this.